Okay, so this is a quick review of an old public domain story called The Beast with Five Fingers, and it's by W.F. Harvey, and it can be found for free at Project Gutenberg, Australia. So it's a short story from early 1919, and I'm pretty sure it'd be in the genre called weird fiction. It's a pretty quick read. The full text story comes out to around 5,000 words, which translates to about 30-40 pages in a regular printed book. So it originally appeared in the anthology The New Decameron, Volume 1, and a slightly revised version later showed up in the author's 1928 collection, The Beast with Five Fingers and Other Tales. But the original 1919 version that's on Gutenberg, Australia, is the one I'm going to be reviewing right now. So the setup is pretty simple, kind of harsh, but pretty simple. So a blind uncle named Adrian gets into the spooky habit of automatic writing. So automatic writing is basically where his right hand would just sit there and scribble away and write stuff on paper and do all this independent of the writer because he's sleeping while all this happens. So that's kind of how the story sets up. And also, here's kind of how they do that in the story. This is text directly from the story. Adrian Borslover was exceedingly clever with his hands. His penmanship was exquisite. He illustrated all of his scientific papers and carved and made his own woodcuts. He had an exceedingly clever knack in cutting silhouettes for young ladies and paper pigs and cows for little children, and he made more than one complicated wind instrument of his own devising. When he was 50 years old, he lost his sight. In a wonderfully short time, he had adapted himself to the new conditions of life. He quickly learned to read Braille. So marvelous, indeed, was his sense of touch that he was still able to maintain his interest in botany. Towards the close of his life, the old man was credited with powers of touch that seemed almost uncanny. It has been said that he could tell at once the color of a ribbon placed between his fingers. My father would neither confirm nor deny the story. So that's the kind of background going on here. His nephew Eustace inherits everything after that old man dies, and what should be a family obligation, pretty easy, straightforward, turns into something bigger and more weird. So the story moves at a pretty good clip. Eustace and his secretary Saunders, which it must be nice to have a secretary, just hang around and do stuff. Saunders, run a bath, dear man. But I don't know. I take showers, so I don't need Saunders doing that for me, I guess. But anyway, they end up working on the estate stuff, and then, like many of these sorts of things go and do what starts small and simple, gets steadily worse. So it's one of those kind of stories that build slow momentum until you're glancing around your own place thinking, maybe I'll leave the lights on for a little bit. So having said that, there's no over-the-top gore, no endless explanations. Just a cool little idea put out there, and it's pretty straightforward. A lot of these public domain stories don't get too graphic. They're more of a psychological creep. So, like I said earlier, you can grab the full text free and legal anywhere it's public domain. The cleanest version I found is on Project Gutenberg, Australia, but it's also tucked inside the collection called Famous Modern Ghost Stories on the regular Project Gutenberg site. So, if you're in the mood for something that feels a little like it was written by a guy who knew how to sit in the dark and sit around quiet until it mattered, go ahead and read it. You'll probably finish it in one reading. It's pretty straightforward, but it's fun. Good, kind of ugly, kind of weird. It's free, so why not? So that's my short review. I know that my production probably sounds very unprofessional and probably not even very good, but that's because I don't care. And I'm just doing this as a fun hobby. So that's really it for this review. Stay strange. Don't let the shadows get too close. And like always, I'll keep on reading the weird crap. Thanks, guys.